अस्सलाम वालेकुम नाज़रीन, प्रोग्राम लेट्स टॉक में आपका खुश आमदीद है। इस प्रोग्राम में हम कश्मीर वैली की डिफरेंट पर्सनैलिटीज़ या यंग अचीवर्स को इनवाइट करते हैं। आज के हमारे यंग अचीवर है डॉक्टर आदिल ज़फ़र सोफ़ी साहब, जो कि अस्टिंगू बांदीपुरा से ताल्लुक़ रखते हैं। इस वक्त हमें USA से ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं। डॉक्टर आदिल कल्चरल एम्बेसडर टू USA, इनकी सिलेक्शन हुई है अंडर प्रेस्टिजियस फुल ब्राइट स्कॉलरशिप और इनकी M.Phil Ph.D डिग्री है इंग्लिश लिटरेचर में। कई सारी सर्टिफिकेट्स इनके नाम हैं और मास्टर्स डिग्री इन्होंने कई सब्जेक्ट्स में किए हैं, UK, फ्रांस, इंडिया और दीगर कंट्रीज़ में। इसके अलावा सऊदी अरबिया में भी इन्होंने जो है टीचिंग की है और more than 5 years of teaching experience in India and abroad, और presently working as visiting faculty at the University of North Carolina, जो कि अमेरिका की पहली गवर्नमेंट यूनिवर्सिटी है। मज़ीद आमिर साहब से इनकी जर्नी, इनका एक्सपीरियंस और जम्मू कश्मीर के एजुकेशन सेक्टर को ये कैसे देखते हैं, इनसे बात करते हैं। सबसे पहले आदिल साहब, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया हमें ज्वाइन करने के लिए। थैंक यू वेरी मच सर फॉर योर वैल्यूएबल टाइम।
शुक्रिया शुक्रिया, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
जो आपकी जो जर्नी है फ्रॉम स्कूलिंग टू कॉलेज, इस बारे में थोड़ा सा हमारे जो व्यूवर्स है, जो हमें कश्मीर और कश्मीर से बाहर देख रहे हैं, स्पेशली हम कश्मीर के जो हमारे व्यूवर्स है, यंगस्टर्स है, स्टूडेंट्स है, थोड़ा सा उसको शेयर करें प्लीज।
Okay, so assalamu alaikum everyone. So myself, Dr. Aadil Zaffer, basically I belong to a village that's called Astangoo, and that falls in the district Bandipora, where from I started my basic education like up till 8th. I joined Al-Mustafa school there, and there is one more government school, so right from I covered my education up till 8th. Then afterwards, I moved to Baba Shukuruddin School, where from I complete my education up till 10th, and from there I moved to Nadim Memorial Government High Secondary School, where from I did my plus two. Then I joined Government Degree College Bandipora, and where I completed my bachelor's degree in English literature in the year 2009, and it was here where I published my first book. So that was released in 2009, I guess. So then I pursued my journey in the field of literature, and I topped this entrance examination of Central University of Kashmir, and I joined here in the Masters of English Literature. So after that, I did some B.Ed and other courses in between. Then finally, I moved to Aligarh Muslim University, where from first I did my M.Phil degree, and then I got registered in the Ph.D degree there. But in the meantime, I got a job offer from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in the Ministry of Education, which I joined, and I had to quit my Ph.D from Aligarh Muslim University. And again, I had some more offers for my PhD. Like again, it was from America. I had an offer from one of the American university to join the PhD. Then one more offer was from a university in Malaysia, Pahang. So that was a Malaysian university. Where from again, I had an offer for PhD. So almost I had offers from 5 different universities and 3 countries. So I had offers for PhD. So what I did, I continued my journey. I joined the Department of Education in the Saudi Arabia. That was again where I worked in the government colleges. There first I worked in Riyadh, then I worked in Jazan. That's in another place. So in between, I always wanted to just build up my profile, want to add some new things to my profile, and this way, it was exactly in 2019 that I joined University of Cambridge. I joined there for the CELTA course, and that's again we can say an equivalent to B.Ed degree, but that's an international one, and that's recognized all over the world. We can say that's an international sort of B.Ed, and that's almost a challenging one as well. So again, then in 2019, I did my education from CEBP France, I did some courses from France, then I moved to Spain, then Italy, then again I did some this faculty development courses from Saudi Arabia. Then again I did a course in Russia. Then continuing my this educational journey, I did some courses from IITs like IIT Kanpur, IIT Madras, and all that. And additionally, as you mentioned, talk that I have, apart from this master's degree in English, I have master's degrees in other subjects as well. Like that's another part of the story that I want to cover next time with you. As like I'm focusing presently on a couple of records, at least I can say, like especially this in the master's degree, I want to set a record in master's degree as well, and overall the number of certificates which I have presently, the educational assets, which I must say they're around 500 to my credit at the present moment. And now just like I had my eyes now on US, like as you mentioned, like I'm here as a cultural ambassador. I joined USA on a prestigious Fulbright scholar, and that's the world's most prestigious scholarship. And it takes a long time. I can say at least 1.5 hours. It's a lengthy process. I was selected, although last year, but like the process is such a long, and like too much documentation is there and this and that. So like yeah, last year I knew that I have to join in 2022 August 1st. So but I have to this I was waiting for this opportunity to join. And again, one more thing, like I have recently registered myself for GWR, that's in expanded form, Guinness Book of World Records. So like I have an option there, and I am hopeful by next year I may get, inshallah, Guinness Book of World Records as well by the grace of Almighty Allah. Because just there is now one more target which I found achievable, as it's already there in my profile that I have my education from 8 different countries, which includes US, UK, France, Italy, Spain, Russia, then Saudi Arabia. Now what I'm focusing, what I'm trying to do, like I have to visit 3 more countries, and I'll be completing education from all the continents of the earth, all the 6 continents of the earth, like where the people are living and all that. So like for this, I have my plans next year, inshallah. Hopefully, I'm expecting that I'll be visiting Australia for my education, and then one African country and one South American country, and that makes all the continents, like that makes the my continent list complete. So I'll be having education from all these 6 continents of the world. So like that. So on that basis, like I would like to register myself on that Guinness book. Already that's in process. Like I have to give a final touch to it now. And apart from that, I can say I'm working on a couple of books more. So like I didn't find otherwise they would have been published by now. Already, as I said, one of my book that was published long back in 2009 when I was doing my this BA. And apart from that, like I've never restricted myself to a certain field or to a certain subject. I must say, like I always wanted to explore like new subjects. I always love facing new challenge, facing new subjects, like exploring new things. So recently, like I'm a faculty here now, so I'm teaching in the Department of Middle Eastern Studies in North Carolina now. But again, like I want to continue my journey as a student as well, apart from this. So apart from being a faculty, I've registered myself as a student as well in the university now. Like I have now joined the courses of American literature and philosophy as well, because philosophy was there where I hadn't any course before. So I want to cover up these subjects as well. So I can say in nutshell, like mm, I have a reach on almost every subject. So I have explored both the arts, science, commerce, and
Sir,
everything. Yeah. Yeah.
as you already mentioned that you have a lot of experience in teaching, as you have a lot of teaching experience in India and abroad. क्या आपने कभी
Fine.
आईएएस के लिए ट्राई नहीं की?
Yeah, actually, I can say that I was unfortunate and जब मेरा time था IAS देने का, so I was out of India during that time, and when I returned to India, so I had crossed that age bar, so I will miss that thing always. Like there were some of my friends who are working on it, but unfortunately, like I could not. I was at that time, as I said, um, I was outside India, so that was again a bad luck. So once I came back, so it was already over. My age bar was already over there, so I could not apply for that.
Sir, can you explain us the differentiate between the education sector in J&K and abroad?
Yeah, like this is the question which I oftentimes get. Like first of all, I can say like we can never compare like these two things. This is altogether different story. The Western education system and our education system. Generally, if we talk about India as well, that's again a different story. Because I see the basic reason which I found is we're not sincere enough, to be frank enough. We're not sincere enough. We're not honest to our work, and like we don't take things seriously. So this is a man like this is man drawback
Mhm.
between us and between them. For example, I have my many friends who have completed PhD in India and now they are doing masters outside. And I recently talked to some of them and they found like although they have completed their PhD, but now they are in masters, but now they are outside their country. So they find that masters very challenging because like this is the thing like which I found where we are lacking because we do not take things serious. For example, I will tell you one thing of my class. For example, um, we have 12 books. I can say in graduation there in our J&K. So like I fail to understand how people don't find even enough time to cover those 12 books in 3 years. Like I have many of friends like both in even India as well as here. Here it's a general, it's a common thing and general this experience. Like people live in, they complete just one book in 24 hours. So one book, they are done with that in just a day. So that means 12 books for 12 days. So like I fail to understand like this thing. So actually it's like being non-serious and it's being not being sincere, not being devoted to not taking things seriously. For example, I will just give examples from my own academic journey. So once long back, I visited Kashmir. So um, it was my master's degree in Urdu that time, as I mentioned that I have master's degree in various subjects. So what I did, like I got my date sheet, but like I have to pass 2 years. I have to pass in, I guess, 10 days. Like there were continuous papers in Mano. So I hadn't appeared in my first year and I hadn't appeared in my second year. So in just 12 days, I just completed that master's degree. And Alhamdulillah, that was again with the first division. So like it was just being sincere
Mhm.
and just being honest and like trying to grasp the things, trying to understand the things, trying to understand the situation. So, like, and one more thing I would like to add here: people in West they don't restrict themselves to syllabi or syllabus.
Mhm.
We can say, for example, our students back in Kashmir or back in India, generally, I can
Mhm.
say. mm so, like, they restrict themselves to these books, like which are prescribed in curriculum and all that, which are prescribed by the schools, colleges, and the universities. But here it's a different story. Like tell anything, like the science student will like learn art, he will like study art. The art student will learn science, and like it will be a hodgepodge. It will be a mix up. Like he will be trying to cover all these things, like general experience as well. For example, like in the West, you're expected to have read each and everything. Like when I first moved
Mhm.
to London, so like it was not just I had to complete my just course here. I had to study only books. No, then like I might have faced a lot more challenge then. Like for example, like I have to get water. I have to buy water for myself. I have to buy grocery. So I have to study grocery. Like where from I can get a grocery, what's the value of grocery, like which will be like there are different standards, different groups for different age groups. There are different things. Like it's not a common thing. Like for example, you will get variety of milk. Those you will get uh, like wide range of cheese. You will get the products that will vary from either age group to age group. Like we need to be well informed about all those things. Uh, like um, like it's generally expected. Like you have studied everything. You have studied everything. You have studied like what is inside the kitchen, what appliances for what things, what's water, what's the protein water, what's the mineral water, what's the
Mhm.
normal water, what's the difference between all these things. Again, like that applies to other subjects as well, like how we can differentiate one vegetable with the another, and how one product can be distinguished with the other, where from we can get the offer. So a lot of many experience are there. And for example, even sometimes uh, you'll get you'll get like such experiences which like you would have never expected. I can say like sometimes once I visited a hotel in Spain and there was nobody at the reception. Like everything was controlled remotely. They sent everything, but they kept me guiding on the emails for the emails. Like once I entered the hotel, like I was directed everything, like how to open the door, how to choose your room, because there was nobody inside. There was nobody inside in the room. There was nobody inside that hotel. There was no reception and all that. So you will have all sorts of experiences you get, and you just need to be well informed. Like you have to study. There's a famous line like ignorance of law is not an excuse. Is no excuse. Like you can't say that I didn't know this, so I did that mistake. No, that's not acceptable. You're supposed to like you're leaving your country. You're supposed to know the laws of that country. You're supposed how to talk to the others. For example, here's a different way of talking. You can't talk in a louder tone. You got to talk in a louder voice. So, like, you have to be most of the times you have to be formal. So, like, there's a lot more to learn, and like, uh, we just need to be sincere about the things. We just need to explore more and more things. We just need to devote more and more time to this studies. And one more thing, like I have two more professors, like they're with me. Um, one is from India and one's from US. So you won't believe, yesterday we were on a track to the jungle, nearby jungle here. So like both the professors, they are sharing just one phone. Like they don't have two separate phones. So like you will get this experience even in India. Back in India, I was recently I was on a summer camp in Hyderabad. So even in India, I met some of the students who didn't have any phone, who didn't have any phone experience in their life. They had never had their phones, or their parents have. Even recently, that one guy from
Mhm.
Hyderabad who qualified the IAS, and he was a Hafiz as well. So like they were four brothers, four siblings. So all of them were doctors and all of them were Hafiz Quran. So like we get we get such of such kind of like inspiration from things. But like I can say again, I would differentiate them. Like um, they were again more dedicated. They were more sincere towards their studies. Like they quoted. You can just watch their interview as well. I personally was very much impressed by the way like they spoke out.
सर वन मोर क्वेश्चन आई वांट टू नो यू कि हमारी सोसाइटी में एक आम नोशन जो है कि अगर आपने मास्टर्स किया है, अगर आपने पीएचडी किया है, एमफिल किया है या आपके पास कोई और डिग्री है, या हमारी सोसाइटी में एक आम तासुर है, नोशन है कि
बिल्कुल।
डिग्री करने के बाद, आप पीएचडी के बाद, आप एमफिल करने के बाद आपके पास गवर्नमेंट जॉब नहीं है, लेकिन आपने एक अपना कोई छोटा-सा बिज़नेस यूनिट या किसी प्राइवेट कंपनी में आप काम कर रहे हैं। ठीक है, उसके बाद भी आपको समझा जाता है कि यू आर जॉबलेस। हाउ डू यू सी दिस नोशन?
Yeah, this is the tragic part of the story. I can again quote some examples from the Kashmir itself. There are many friends from Kashmir, especially from the south districts like Pulwama and Anantnag. Like I
Mhm.
have spent most of the time in Aligarh, so just I have been in touch with these beautiful guys. So like recently, Shaukat is there. There are many more guys. One is in Princeton University here. So they got selected as assistant professors here in way back in 2016, but they didn't join as an assistant professor. Like I'm personally in touch with them. There were many guys, even just from Pulwama as well, but they preferred to like pursue their postdoctorate. One there who is in Princeton University, he's getting 5 lakh per month package, so you can just imagine the prestige and the money he's getting. And one, the Shaukat, the other guy, who also didn't join the assistant professor way back in 2016. So he joined his postdoctorate in Japan. He again got a good scholarship of 5 lakhs. There is one more friend of mine, Rizwan Mir is his name, and he's from Patan. He's again getting almost around 4 lakhs in UK. Again, one more friend is this Junaid. He's again in UK. He's doing his postdoctorate in physics, and he's getting lakhs of package. So like this is sort of mentality. This like I have seen this particularly in Kashmir. Like that's confined to Kashmir. This thing, like even when you move outside Kashmir, you will not like notice such thing. Like there is no difference between a government. Like if you are paid a good amount, handsome salary in the private job. So like it doesn't matter you are in private or you are in government. Even in West world, this is a common thing in West world. Like here, it's just job means job. Like it's not like there's no such hierarchy. Like one is boss and another one is the subordinate. There is no this boss and subordinate culture. So like they treat everybody as equal. Like there is no stigma attached to any particular job, or like some is a high profile, one is on a high profile. Everybody is on equal footing here. And like as I said, in Aligarh also I had a good experience of this thing. Like if one is having a good offer of a government job, and on the other hand, like he is having an option of a business as well, so he can join the business. So there's no stigma. But in Kashmir, there is a stigma attached to this. Like they say like this. Um, but like
सर
people are growing. People are growing. As I said, like जो मैंने इस शौकत के बारे में बोला था, I just came to know his cousin. I was recently in Delhi with his cousin. So उसका बोल रहा था जब इसने जॉब छोड़ा था तो इसके घर वाले नाराज हो गए थे that why are you leaving a government job? Why aren't you joining? But like he now joined as a senior scientist. There was just one post in J&K recently in the last month, I guess. He joined as a senior scientist. So उसने postdoc भी किया. He earned in millions and all that. So like we need to just grow up. We need to just understand the things. We need how the world is progressing. Like like we do not need to confine ourselves within limits. We do not put limits, restrictions, and borders and all those things.
सर बिफोर
Yeah,
वी कंक्लूड आवर प्रोग्राम आई हैव अ क्वेश्चन कि जो हमारी यूनिवर्सिटीज है एंड और कॉलेजेस कश्मीर की मैं बात करता हूँ
जी
डू यू सीन एनी डिफरेंस as far as classroom culture or academic culture are concerned
yeah, yeah.
as
See, there's a
compared
lot
to
of
other countries of the world?
yeah, exactly. There's a lot of difference, as I said. Like these things can never be compared. There's a famous saying that East is East and the West is West. The twins shall never meet. ये दोनों मतलब ये अलग-अलग दुनिया है दो. See, so I will just quote one simple example where from you will get an idea where it will be easy for every one of us to get an exact idea. If we see like if I compare just one US university to the whole of the Asian subcontinent,
Mhm.
that will still not be that can still not be compared. For example, Harvard has I guess more than 100 Nobel laureates. So there are universities in US who have produced more than 20 Nobel laureates. But in like I don't think like if we just combine 3, 4, 5 countries, if we combine thousands of universities in Asia, they haven't produced even 10 Nobel laureates. So like you can just get a fair idea from this analogy. Or for example, I can say like the setting is different. It's not like the even just talking of the seating arrangement. When I was doing CELTA, like we had one class on this, like for which class? which seating will be suitable, like
Mhm.
how we can like fix those benches around the table, how we can form queues in the classroom, how the arrangement can be V-shaped, how in which class the arrangement can be W-shaped, and all that. And apart from this, like as I said, for example, both both the students and the professors or the teachers here, both are very honest to their work. Like for example, I have a class tomorrow, so the
Mhm.
students will be knowing what will be studying tomorrow. So they will be having all the information about that topic. So again, it
Mhm.
becomes challenging for the teacher who has to give new information to the students, because the teacher also knew, because his students have read, or her students have read all this information. So like it becomes challenging. It becomes a challenging task for teachers as well. As I said, like people are quite honest on the both sides. Either let's take the students, example of students or the teachers, and both like they work hard, and that's why they get like the prizes in academics. All the prizes they are gotten by the West. All the Olympic prizes, most of them, they are taken by the West. So like it's a perfect analogy. What we can draw examples, but like it doesn't mean that we can't do anything. Like there are people who are just ruling. There is this chain of
Mhm.
IITs for ruling the world. This American programming and computer, this all sort of things
Right.
that's ruled by the Indian IITM. So again, but they work hard. As I said, like I was recently in a mosque in Delhi, where I meet some of the IITian friends and some of friends from AMS. They again hadn't access to mobile cell phones. Even if you visit Aligarh Muslim University, you will find a number of students who will be having those cell phones with buttons, not the smartphones, uh, which I can say. So again, this makes a difference. This makes a lot of difference, and our youth that's mostly involved in like they use most of the time with cell phones and all that. Like as I said, here my two professors, they share just one phone. Just they get calls, both of them get calls just on one phone. Like if I will use a lot, if I will use my phone a lot before them, so they'll just feel this awkward. Like this will be an awkward situation. So I too have
So
to
thank
follow
you
that.
so much, Dr. Adil Zaffer Sofi Saab, for giving your valuable time. Thank you very much for
You're
joining with us.
you're most welcome, most welcome. Thank you, and assalamu alaikum to all.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम। तो नाज़रीन, ये थे हमारे साथ डॉक्टर आदिल जफर सोफी साहब, जो कि एक इंस्पायरेशन हैं कई सारे नौजवानों के। और एक खुशी की बात जो है डॉक्टर आदिल साहब के बारे में, जो हमने प्रोग्राम के आगाज़ में शायद हमने नहीं कहा, लेकिन आदिल साहब ने खुद उसका ज़िक्र किया कि ये कल्चरल एम्बेसडर टू यूएसए फुल ब्राइट स्कॉलरशिप के तहत ये सिलेक्ट हुए हैं। यानी कल्चरल एम्बेसडर टू यूएसए अंडर फुल ब्राइट स्कॉलरशिप, ये इनकी सिलेक्शन हुई है। आज इनके साथ इनकी जो जर्नी है उस पर बात हुई, और यहाँ के जो यूनिवर्सिटीज कॉलेजेस का जो कल्चर है कश्मीर में, या कश्मीर जो इंडिया की यूनिवर्सिटीज और कॉलेजेस का कल्चर है, इस पर उनने बड़ी तफसीलन जो है अपना एक्सपीरियंस शेयर किया। और इसके अलावा जो हमारा एजुकेशन सेक्टर है, ये कैसे डिफरेंट है दुनिया के बाकी ममालिक के साथ, चूंकि आदिल साहब का काफी वास्ट एक्सपीरियंस है इंडिया में भी और इंडिया से बाहर भी टीचिंग का, जहां तक हम ताल्लुक रखते हैं। तो बहरकैफ हमारा प्रोग्राम है लेट्स टॉक, अगले प्रोग्राम में एक और इंस्पिरेशन स्टोरी के साथ हाजिर होंगे। तब तक के लिए